All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Zarmingus. Hello, Olga. Welcome back to Chaos Head NoaH. Last time, Takumi actually made some friends that hopefully aren't going to be revealed to be planning to betray him. Oh my god, but I really hope this time it's genuine. They're not going to pull the same trick 3 times. Are you? Chiyomaru? Are you? You're not going to pull the same trick 3 times, right? Right? Hello, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god. But anyway, huge, massive lore dump about Gigalomaniacs and the powers and how the powers work and what exactly they do. And oh my god, that was so cool. So fucking cool. Seriously. Oh god. Seriously, you guys. Oh my god, that is so fucking badass. I love the powers. I cannot wait to see more. And what's more, it looks like Takumi genuinely made friends with Kozupii and Sena. And I really don't think that they're planning to betray him. Hopefully. Oh, yeah, that's true, Antonio. Have you played Chaos Head before, or are you just seeing it with me here now? Okay, Z's. Bye-bye now. See you tomorrow. With a small wave and a smile, Kozupii disappeared in the direction of the station ticket gates. Sena and I watched her go. I would have preferred not to be alone with Sena. She's scary. But it seemed like she wasn't in a leaving Shibuya mood yet, so, maybe she was planning to start wandering around in the area like she normally did. I wanted to head back home as soon as possible, but there was one thing I had to ask the resident Gigalomaniac Radiac before I did. Yes. Even when I tried talking to her, the stern expression remained on her face. It was a lot better than when Kozupii was here. But man, would it kill her to be a little more approachable? I assumed she'd heard me. So, while my heart might have been beating out of my chest, I asked my question anyway. Yeah, that's true. That's like... That seems outside of the Gigalomaniac, freaking, ballpark here. Kozupi's inner voice thing. It's a Gigalomaniac ability, right? Yeah, because that doesn't seem to have anything to do with, like, making imaginary things real. I didn't expect her to answer me. I expect her to just hit me with a condescending, huh, and just leave it at that. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. Sena glanced at me once, then shifted her eyes toward the Jumbotron resting above the scramble crossing. Oh, really? Oh, wow. So, wow, delusion can really be anything, can it? But then how do 2 people agree upon it? Huh. Her inner voice is a delusion, so to speak. She replied. Really? Oh. But that's not... So it doesn't even have to be something you can see? I thought it would have to be something you can see. Hello, Sloom. Welcome to the stream. Kozue is just sending it to someone else's dead spots. The mechanism behind it is exactly the same as what I just explained. Ah, okay. Oh, neato. So it's literally voice that only he can hear. I see. But then how does she hear someone else's thoughts? Is that the agreement part? Oh, hello, Foster. Welcome to the stream. But in this case, the particles are converted into sound rather than images, just like a phone.
そして、梢から心の声という妄想を送り込まれたことで、お前と梢の間で周囲共通認識が成立したんだ。
Ah. And then as Kozue sent the delusion of her inner voice to you, she and you established mutual recognition. So, can she read the thoughts of just anybody? Or it's because it seems like she can only do it for someone who acknowledges her thought.
テレパシーで会話しているように思えるが、全然違う。
Oh, it's like a bootleg telepathy. That is pretty cool. It seems like you're talking telepathically, but in reality it's not like that at all. How did you figure this out, Sena? You must have studied this somewhere. How do you know all of this?
だったら僕の心の声はどうしてコズピーに届いたの?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, exactly. If that's true, how did my inner voice reach Kozupii? I hadn't sent any delusions to Kozupi's dead spots. So, if what Sena was saying was true, it should have only been a one-way conversation starring Kozupii. And yet, despite that, we had a conversation with just our inner voices. Several, even.
Gigalomaniacs は他人の妄想を見ることができる。
Okay.
梢は特にその能力が高い。
Huh. Gigalomaniacs can make other people see their delusions. Kozue's ability is particularly strong.
他人が垂れ流す妄想をほぼ強制的に見せられていると言ってもいい。
You can think of it like this. Those subjected to a discharged delusion are practically forced to see it. It seems like you need, to fight a Gigalomaniac, you need to be blindfolded and just not wearing sound. You need to be you need to approach a Gigalomaniac like the freaking shy guy from SCP, basically. See delusions. Was such a thing possible? I definitely couldn't do that. And if I couldn't, then I probably wasn't actually a Gigalomaniac. Oh, come on! Suddenly, Sena looked farther away from me, her gaze shifting from the Jumbotron to the crowds of people walking through the Scramble Crossing. So, if she can read the thoughts of others just by, because they're forced to acknowledge it. Is basically what's going on. They're forced to acknowledge it. Huh. So she can, but then she can read their inner thoughts. Like the thought, that's not sound, that's definitely thinking. Is that how the recognition takes place? Can she decode that recognition? I'm sorry, this is just super fascinating. I love it when things go in depth about how a power works. So I just love to figure out loopholes in it and see what else you can do with it. This is something I didn't think of at all. To be related. I related, but not the exact same thing, just applied differently. Anyway. Suddenly, Sena looked farther away from me, her gaze shifting from the Jumbotron to the crowds of people walking through the Scramble Crossing.
Gigalomaniacs となったものは誰だろうと一度は壊れているんだよ。
Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Are they all ticking time bombs or something? All those who have become Gigalomaniacs broke at some point in their lives.
壊れたって何が?
Broke? What do you mean? Oh, unless in the past to activate their powers is what she means.
心がだ。
their minds.
梢は東京に来るが、奴らに追い詰められて心を壊した。
Them. Before Kozue came to Tokyo, she was hunted down by them and her mind was shattered. And so Sena began to tell me about what Kozupii had experienced before she transferred schools. Alright, Kozue backstory. She began by saying that she had seen it in an image, one that she witnessed back when she first met Kozupii. Beer. Ever since she was a little girl, Kozue had possessed the peculiar ability to view the minds of others. Despite this affliction, Kozue managed to live a somewhat peaceful life by approaching her power in her own way, hiding it from others. Her change had begun with mirrors. Ooh. Upon entering high school, Kozue began to see her reflection in mirrors more and more frequently throughout her daily life. Uh-oh. At first, she believed it was only coincidence. It would only occur about twice a day. As time went by, the frequency gradually increased. Kozupii would encounter people holding mirrors more than 10 times in a single day. My god, how the fuck did that happen? None of these encounters were particularly suspect, just people passing her by on the street holding a mirror or classmate fixing up her makeup in the bathroom. Random people just walking through the street with a mirror, that's kind of sus. Jeez. Like, just like a random ass mirror. However, regardless of whether these occurrences were mere coincidence or indeed intentional, Kozue would almost always see her own reflection in the mirrors. Eventually, all those who held the mirrors began to make noises akin to suppressed laughter. Oh god, that would kill anyone's mind. Oh my god, that's horrible. Oh my god. That is horrible. Anyone would go insane after being exposed to that all the time. In their minds, they called out to Kozue with the words, "Who are you?" Oh, hello, Shimiya Beatrice. Welcome to the stream. In the classroom, on campus, en route to school, while shopping, everywhere Kozue went, these people would appear. My god! That's horrible. It was not a specific person perpetrating it. It was a different person every time. My god. But in Kozue's eyes, never suppressed your laughter around her. Anyone who possessed a mirror began to look suspicious. Anyone who would suppress their laughter around her began to look suspicious. Was this like NoZomi's doing? Before long, even those without mirrors began to look suspicious, and Kozue began to face hallucinations in which they would all call out to her with, "Who are you?" Oh god! No wonder she became insane! Oh my god! She became nearly neurotic, and the voices present in the back of her head refused to leave. Oh my god. One day, Kozue mumbled something to herself in the mirror.
お前は誰？
Who are you? Upon saying those words, Kozue felt an immense sense of fear. Oh, it's just like whose eyes are those eyes? Does everyone have their own phrase? I wonder. Do all the Gigalomaniacs have like their own phrase of fear? One that told her she truly did not know the answer. A girl with the same face as hers addressed her from the other side of the mirror.
お前は誰？
Who are you? Jesus Christ. Ever since that day, Kozue could no longer speak, and she was unable to look at herself in the mirror. Oh my god, you poor baby! Even still, the question of who are you would continue to assault her. Yeah, this is exactly like whose eyes are those eyes. Oh my god. Oh my god, this poor baby. Jesus Christ. She didn't even know whose voice was inside her head anymore. And due to another facet of her peculiar ability, more akin to a broken fax machine, Kozue receives the voices of other people indiscriminately, regardless if she desired to or not. Wait, how does that even work? Doesn't she have to project out to people? She herself had no say in the matter. And thus Kozue's mind was torn to shreds. Oh my god! How is she as sane as she is? One day in her second year of high school, Kozue was cleaning the classroom at the end of the day. As she tidied up, 3 female classmates oh my god! Were whispering something among themselves. What the fuck? Mirrors, suppressed laughter. Then came the question, who are you? Had it truly been the inner voice of one of her 3 classmates? Or had it been hallucination on Kozue's part? Oh my god. It did not matter. The reflection in the mirror found its way to Kozue's eyes, both of which were trembling in fear. For a moment, Kozue's vision blurred. Had it been intentional or a coincidence? Did not matter. At the very moment, Kozue's mind, after facing endless strain for well over a year, finally broke. The event accompanied by the sound of glass shattering. Upon realizing this, Kozue shrieked, no, screamed, from the deepest depths of her lungs. Out of the corner of her eye, Kozue saw her D-sword and took hold of it for the very first time. She then proceeded to attack her 3 classmates. Oh god. Did they... The hands! Oh my god! Of each of the 3, each while holding a mirror, were then severed by the real-booted D-sword in less than an instant. Oh my god, and that's probably why she had to move. Oh my god, poor Kozue. Oh my god. It seems like her power was more like a curse than anything. A According to the minimum attendance chart, I didn't have to go to school today. But despite that, I was heading there anyway for one reason and one reason only. To see Rimi. Ooh, here we go. Confronting Rimi. I had no doubt that the DQ in the class would make fun of me, just like they always did. It would definitely suck, but if I could see Rimi, I could endure it. Oh no, he still thinks Rimi's good. Oh boy. As I passed through the school gate, I thought back to yesterday. When we parted, Sena had made it a point to say something. If you continue down this path, whether you desire it or not, your consciousness must be strong enough to create positive from negative. What does that mean? I guess that makes sense. If you don't, if you half-ass it, your delusions will devour you from within. I didn't want to get involved in anything that sounded dangerous, so I opted not to ask anything else. Besides, I still didn't know how far I'd have to go to get my hands on a D-sword. I was no hero, just a useless piece of shit that couldn't even protect his own sister. Well, didn't you say that she was alive? I think you should go see her. You know, to absolutely make sure. I'm very scared about that. Oh boy. But it was also possible that a shogun could show up again. Oh god, Shogun, come on. He seemed to be playing with me like it was some kind of game after all. Maybe he'd feel like sending me on another quest soon. Just the thought alone terrified me. Oh my god. I tried to grasp my D-sword, but even that was just to protect myself from him. Without the sword, how could I ever hope to escape his evil clutches? Maybe if Rimi was by my side like she said she would be, but... she'd been absent from school lately, which worried me. What if she'd been taken hostage, just like Nanami? Was there anyone out there who could help me? They would have to be someone with a D-sword. If you acknowledge D-swords exist, you could surely acknowledge that your own powers exist. I say couldn't because she was injured. Oh, when is she going to come back? I'm kind of worried about her. Rimi went to see her. I don't know if that was Rimi feeling guilty about it or like, Oh my god, that probably, yeah, I just realized something. Without a doubt, that probably means it was Rimi spreading all that horrible shit on social media. Oh god. Ugh. Fucking hell, Rimi. Wow. My god, that is just... Hoo boy. Sena definitely wouldn't. And Kozupii was a bit... No, she was fairly weird. Not by her own choice. My head looking squarely at the floor, I entered the classroom. Before taking my seat, I took a quick look around. I looked toward Rimi's seat first. Empty. Was she taking today off too? Was it really that simple? Hello, Mr. Cool. Welcome to the stream. Oh, God. Rimi Twitter arc. Oh, God. Oh, my God. It's true. Oh, my God. Taking time off. I began to feel a little anxious. Oh, boy. I just cannot help but feel for Kozupii. Like, goddamn, she did not deserve any of that shit. It's no wonder she's broken as she is. I wanted to see her. I wanted to see that cheerful face. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Next, I look over at Kozupi's desk. She was in her seat, face down and huddled up. I was reminded of what Sena had told me yesterday. And now it made sense why Kozupii was always like that. Morning, Takumi-san! Morning, Kozupii. I didn't make eye contact, but I greeted her with manner voice. Well, that's what she would like, I think. The female DQNs were watching me, smirking. Cunts. It was no different than yesterday. They've already all labeled me as that otaku freak who was psychic and made an ass of himself on TV, and that label wasn't going to go away anytime soon. What year of high school is Takumi in? The male DQNs didn't seem to have arrived yet. I have a feeling that Kozupi's route is gonna be freaking Takumi and Kozupii going on a fucking serial killer rampage. I don't know. I just get that kind of feeling. Oh god. They are just gonna go on a fucking rampage and it's gonna end up in the death of both of them together or something like that. That's just the feeling I get. He's only in his second year? Oh, God. The male DQNs didn't seem to have arrived yet. It was pretty common for them to skip first period, and that was fine by me. I took my seat. And when I did, that voice called out my name.
Taku, ohayo.
Good morning, Taku. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Oh, boy. Shocked, I looked up in a panic. And there she stood, right in front of my very eyes. Rimi. With a hint of shyness, she gave me a short wave. She'd never betray me.
Hisashiburi.
Long time no see.
Rimi.
Me. It wasn't an illusion. It was a definite presence. I'm kind of shocked that it seems like a cool plot twist would have been that one of the characters is actually a delusion. So far, it's kind of almost shocking that one of them isn't. It seems like that would be like an interesting thing to take it. Oh my god, sorry. Jeez. Oh my god. There was a definite presence. She was breathing. Her hair was rustling. She was blinking. She was right there. She was right here. I felt a twinge in the back of my nose, a tightness squeeze within my chest. I felt like I was gonna cry. I still hadn't sat down. I just frozen with my head hanging down. I was so happy. I'd gotten to see her again. Hey, Taku? What's wrong? Are you crying? Uh-oh. I frantically shook my head. If my DQN classmates found out I was crying, they'd start making fun of me all over again. I told myself I couldn't cry, but the tears kept flowing. Ooh, I get it now. You're just that happy to see me again, aren't you? Yeah, I think it's true. Nope. You're really good at what you do, Rimi. Just kidding. I might be giving myself a bit too much credit. Even as she joked around so cheerfully, all I could do was continue shaking my head. I couldn't even look at her. If I did, I knew I'd really start bawling. Suddenly, someone clapped me on the back. We haven't seen you in forever. Well, yeah, that's because of the whole bullshit thing that Shogun did to him.
What up, Taku?
Okay, I do think that Rimi might have paid him off, like, to pretend that they always knew, like, that she was always part of their friend group or some shit. I think that, because that's kind of the only explanation. Now that we know she's not a delusion, I think that's probably the only explanation that makes sense. Like, she paid him off to, like, say, oh yeah, she was totally their childhood friend and shit. It was Misumi-kun, with an uncomfortable look on his face. His slap was a lot weaker than usual. You certainly had no issue ignoring me before. Why start paying attention to me now, all of a sudden? I'm sure that you'll regret talking to me. I'll become the DQN's next target, just like, no, he's too popular for that. Yeah, Rimi, Misumi-kun, even you. You'd both be better off not associating with an otaku freak like me. I remained silent, but Misumi-kun forced a smile.
Well, don't you look like shit? You're already this worn out this early in the morning? Well, I know you're just that kind of guy.
As harsh as its words were, I didn't get the feeling that he was joking or acting sarcastic. After all, it was pretty common for him to say stuff like that. Okay, but who can blame him? Anybody get worn out hanging with someone as stupid cheery as you are in the morning?
無駄にとか言うな。久々に学校来たと思ったらいきなりそれか？
What do you mean, stupid? You come to school for the first time in forever, and this is what I get?
じゃあ嘘くさい爽やかさ。
Alrighty! Then how about so cheery it seems fake? Oh god!
タク、この言い方どう思うよ？
I wonder if he's like trying to signal to Takumi that, like, she's, or maybe she's blackmailing him, I don't know.
Hey, Tuck, what do you think? She right or wrong?
Yeah. I nodded ambiguously. The tears had somehow managed to stop. The usual routine was happening right in front of me. My god, this is so... I just feel so incredibly horrible for Takumi. It's like, this is, to him, this is like a lovingly friendly moment, but both of these people are not really actually genuinely feeling this way. It's just horrible. Oh god. Oh my god. Both of them were completely oblivious to the fact that my standing in class had taken a steep nosedive.
そういえば、岸本のことを聞いた。
Oh yeah, did you hear about Kishimoto?
まだ入院中らしいぜ。怪我は大したことなかったんだけど、精神的にかなり参ってるらしい。
Oh. Well, maybe we can go visit her.
Apparently she's still in the hospital. Her injuries weren't all that bad, but she's pretty messed up in the head.
いいか、タク。女を落とすのに一番手っ取り早いのは、弱ってる時に優しくしてやることだ。
Listen up, Taku. You want to know the fastest way to a woman's heart? Act like you care in her moment of weakness.
Act like you care, as opposed to actually showing you care. My god.
というわけで俺、本気で岸本の見舞いに行こうかなと思ってんだよね。
So, on that note, I'm seriously thinking about paying Kishimoto a visit.
大地最低。ブーブー。
You were the worst, Taichin. Boo.
今度こそ彼女さんに刺されるよ。
Oh god. You realize you're gonna get stabbed by your girlfriend for real this time, right?
お見舞いに行くだけだろ。別にやましいことじゃねえよ。
I'm just dropping by. Nothing's gonna happen I'm gonna feel guilty about.
ほんの数秒前と言ってることが違うし。
It's not what you said a few seconds ago.
そういえばタクって岸本と知り合いだったよな。な、一緒に行ってくんね。
I think you should go with him.
Oh yeah, and while we're at it, Taku, you know Kishimoto, right? Mind coming with me?
あ、
Takumi, you better go. Huh? It was typical subject matter from Misumi-kun. I thought for sure he was gonna ask me about my psychic powers, but when he didn't, it caught me completely off guard. I mean, I imagine Misumi was his friend, like, before Rimi came and, like, all this stuff started. But, God damn it, Rimi. Like, what is her relationship to Shogun, and what is Shogun's relationship to Takumi? And, like... If I'm gonna have, like, some theorizing here, I think that the story about the childhood friend thing might have been somewhat true in that she was probably Shogun's childhood friend, and Shogun might be suffering from overuse of his powers or something like that. And Shogun knows that the key to the world is Takumi, like, for some reason. Or maybe maybe Takumi is a delusion, you know? Maybe he is, and Shogun created him, like, either on purpose or by accident, as, like, a last-ditch effort to save the world or something. Like, Shogun might have literally used all his powers to create, like, the ultimate Gigalomaniac, like a Terralomaniac or something. And that's why Takumi can use the D-sword. Can use his powers without a D-sword. And so maybe, like, Takumi getting his own D-sword would be, like, second level hyper resonance or something, and, you know, be able to do things even normal, Gigalomaniacs wouldn't be doing. Again, like a Terralomaniac. And we have some evidence for him being better than a normal Gigalomaniac because he can do shit even without sword. So maybe he, like, kind of is the sword in some way. And getting his own sword would, like, go to a freaking order of magnitude beyond that. I do wonder. Anyway, let's keep going. I thought for sure he was going to ask me about my psychic powers, but when he didn't, it caught me completely off guard. But instead of noticing, Masumi-kun went right back to what he was saying. And then we fell into our usual routine. Masumi-kun talking and talking, Rimi occasionally butting in with a sharp jab, and me just giving vague responses. Usual routine that started like a couple of weeks ago. And the fact that it was no different than usual made me happy. Oh my god. Are you the guy we've only seen from the back? Yeah, I think you are, actually. Wow. That is a face. Dang. At the top floor of Nozomi Group HQ, within the presidential office, Narose Genichi stood near a window, lighting a cigarette ablaze. Nozomi Group. An enormous corporate group with an abundant subsidiaries, one that conducted businesses while being accompanied by license approval from the nation itself. A number of those subsidiaries found success in a variety of business fields, from sales of clothing or groceries to managing sales and imports as a trading company. Norose, who reigned above all as the apex of the group, looked below at the grand view of his castle. His conscious mind, however, was not gazing upon the scenery before him. Repeatedly tapping his foot against the floor in agitation, his lips curled into a sneer.
God Almighty. Old men are such a trifling inconvenience. Don't you agree? They're much too cowardly. Though one could say my rising this far is attributed to their inadequacy. As useful as they are, I am more than fed up with their every interruption for every single trivial this or that. Alas, the reality is that the Committee of 300's influence must not be underestimated. However, it won't be long. The system will soon collapse upon itself, and the ruling structure of the world will be swiftly rearranged.
楽しみですか
I'm guessing to put him at the top.
私もですよ
I wonder who he's talking to.
Do you look forward to it? As do I.
ここまで随分時間がかかってしまいました
Copious lengths of time had been spent to reach this point.
プロジェクトノア立ち上げからすでに5年余り
The conception of Project Noah is already in excess of 5 years ago.
Norosei approaches personal desk. A solid desk of natural oak contained few ornaments of any note, adorned only with some items one might find in a typical office setting. At the table's edge, however, a single conspicuous object casually lay. Character. Norosei grasped the green, strangely designed character in his hand. Upon giving it a single... Oh, it's the frog! Upon giving it a single disinterested glance, he promptly discarded it in the waste bin.
さて
Now then.
Wait, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wait, no fucking way! God, is the first girl working with him? You gotta be fucking kidding me. His narrowed eyes turn to the dim room's interior. Yua. Is Yua actually working with him? The rear of the room where moonlight could not reach housed the slightest hint of another person.
まさか君がギガロマニアックスだとは思いもよりませんでした
And to think you were a Gigalomaniac all along.
どうやら神すらも私の味方をしてくれ
Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. Are you fucking serious?
It seems even God has aligned himself as my ally.
君のサンプルを取らせてもらいます
You will allow me to have your sample.
何怯える必要はありません
Whatever is the matter, you have not a thing to fear.
私は元医師でしてねインフォームのコンセントはきちんとしなければ気が済まないたちなのです
I was once a doctor, you see. One wouldn't dream of proceeding without first obtaining informed consent.
そもそもノア2のハードウェアはすでに完成しています
Noah
あ
2.
と必要なのはソフトウェアの方でした
Oh god, does it have to like use a Gigalomaniac as its like core or something? Oh boy.
In addition, the hardware for NoaH 2 is already complete. All that remains now is the software.
そのために君たちギガロマニアックスのサンプルが多く必要なのです
Uh-oh, spaghettios.
And to that end, I require many samples of you Gigalomaniacs.
正確に言うならば
It's gotta be
NoaH シナプスに関す
code.
るコードサンプル脳の働きに指令を出す役割を果たしている部位の行動サンプルですよ
Or more precisely, code samples relative to one's neuroandrenic adrenergic synapses. These are behavioral samples taken from the region that manages brain function.
コードサンプルには個人差があります
There is individual variation between code samples.
持っている能力が高いギガロマニアックスは NA シナプスもより活性化し脳のより広い
Yeah, they got
範囲
special
にわたって効
brains.
果を及ぼします
Gigalomaniacs is noted by their exceptional abilities, utilize an otherwise untapped activation of these NA synapses, which exert their influence over a broader region of the brain.
人間の脳は 全体の10分の1しか使われていない。しかし、ギガロマニアックスは違う。
Oh god, they're gonna pull this shit? Come on, man. Jeez. You're seriously gonna pull this shit out? Fucking hell. I'm disappointed in you, Chiyomaru. Really, 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 really. God, that fucking quote. Whoever first said this bullshit, I'm gonna fucking kick their ass. Seriously. This stupid bullshit urban legend of the fucking 10% of the brain garbage. Come on, man. You're usually so good about this. Fucking hell.
The human brain utilizes 10% of its overall capacity. But this does not apply to Gigalomaniacs.
God, just taking me out of it for a bit there, I gotta be honest. Fucking no! Come on! Don't do this!
It is understood that they utilize the remaining 90%.
Honestly, I take Schrodinger's cat any day over this. Schrodinger's cat is funny because they repeat it a lot. This is infuriating because it's just plain wrong on every possible level.
The inner workings of the Gigalomaniac's mind are truly fascinating.
NoaHにとっていわば CPU の役割を果たすわけです。
Those samples will play the role of NoaH 2's CPU, so to speak.
サンプルが多ければ多いほど NoaH 2の能力は本物のギガロマニアックスに近づき、やがて超えるでしょう。
With each and every additional sample, the abilities of NoaH 2 will approach that of a true Gigalomaniac, until eventually it surpasses them.
That's what Takumi already does. Takumi already surpasses.
納得してもらえましたか?
Do you offer your consent?
It's gotta be Yua, right?
結構.
Brilliant.
Noro nodded in satisfaction, exhaling a cloud of smoke as he returned his view to the scenery beyond the window. Upon viewing it up close, the Shibuya Nautscape was the essence of vulgarity itself, leaving Noro solely with feelings of discomfort. Really? Because I think it looks beautiful. I think that's one of the most beautiful sights in the world, is a city at night. His persistent belief of this remote location, however, was that it's more than adequate. Nevertheless, it would not be long before this nightscape would be a sight never to be seen again. Really? Is he just planning to do, like, just straight up genocide? My god. The final experiment of his Project NoaH would make sure of that. It sounds like he's just a freaking psychopath. Yeah, it sounds like he just planned to straight up just kill everybody.
The day is nigh, for the world to be born anew.
Oh no, Yua. Oh, poor Yua. We barely got to learn anything about her true, what she wanted. Now we haven't seen her in forever. It was lunch break. What happened to the city at night? Wait, it's lunch now? When did that scene take place? Was that like the night before? Jeez. I usually skip lunch. I had no one to eat with, and I didn't want to eat alone in the classroom. Recently, Rimi had started asking me to eat with her, but since that was me, I would always get embarrassed and refuse in the end. Oh, good job, Takumi. Oh god, the whole thing with Rimi is just so sad now. And that he actually believes in her now, too. Fucking hell. That meant that my usual routine would be to leave the classroom and take refuge in a place I felt comfortable. Well, you was the one that had the frog, Olga. I mean, that's, wasn't that Yua's whole thing? Like how Takumi identified her? I suppose it could also be his sister. I suppose it could also be Takumi's sister. It's either one of those two. It's one of the two blondes. 2 out of the 3 blondes. Sometimes it was a library, sometimes it was a courtyard. But now that everyone in the school knew my face, there was no place I could go where I could relax. The merciless gazes that pierced through me, the abuse and ridicule that was hurled at me. Today, too, I walked around the school being exposed to all that. Eventually, I knew I had no choice but to duck into a private bathroom. But right when I was about to... Oh, good, she's still alive! Okay, so she really is still alive. Did she change her hair? I saw Nanami walking down the corridor leading to the first-year building. It looked like she was walking alone towards the classrooms. Speaking of Nanami, I hadn't spoken to her since the incident. I've been avoiding her for the entire week. I wonder if they, like, erased her memory or something. And I've been doing it because I didn't know how to act when they saw her. Alright, so Rimi, who's probably also a Gigalomaniac, or Shogun, probably projected the illusion of Rimi's hand and cell phone into that package. Like that's, I mean not Rimi's, Nanami's. That's probably what it is. That's probably how they got it there. They just basically created one. Which is probably easier than actually cutting it off and, like, you know, making her live from that. I put my own life before hers. I was the worst big brother ever. And they wouldn't have even needed to kidnap her in that regard. So she might not even know anything about the incident. It was only a miracle that Nanami had been released safe and sound. I'd had nothing to do with it. Maybe Shogun had told her that it was my fault she got kidnapped. I think she might not have gotten kidnapped at all. If he had, she would definitely be angry with me. Maybe she hated me. Maybe she didn't want to speak to me ever again. That was why I didn't have the courage to go talk to her. But now that I'd seen her, I was starting to worry about her once again, even after everything. I wondered if I had truly wronged her. I wondered if she'd been injured. I wondered if she'd been hurt mentally. Ugh. For a moment, the memory of the hand resurfaced in my head. But I shook my head violently to ward it off. That severed hand, along with the bangle it had been wearing, and the cell phone it had been holding. Yup. It had all been a delusion. A real delusion. Yup. Because the hand had disappeared from the refrigerator. Yep. Oh, yep. They canceled it. Rather than thinking it's found sprouted legs and walked away, it was far more reasonable to believe they'd never been there in the first place. The fact that Nanami was alive and well was proof of that. Before I knew it, I'd broken into a run. I was chasing after Nanami. The figure got bigger and bigger as I approached her. She hadn't noticed me yet. As she walked, she'd play with her hair with the fingertips of her right hand. As I ran, I started to call out to her. On her right hand, the hand that was playing with her hair, the sleeve of her uniform ever so slightly slipped down. Suddenly I was hit with a strange feeling. I choked like the sound I was about to make. I stopped in my tracks. Wait, what? I had seen it. It had been an extremely trivial, truly inconsequential feeling, and yet, white. It was white. Well, it's definitely not the same hand. I don't think you can freaking sew somebody's fucking hand back on like that and have it be perfectly fine in like a matter of days. I was trying to conceal something. A white bandage was wrapped around her right wrist. But there's gotta be another reason. IR2, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, back to the police. Initiated by Momose. A meeting was slated to be held at the Frisia Credit Bureau. A meeting to which Bond was now running nearly half an hour late. Bond-chan, you're awfully late. I'm not getting any younger, you know. Momose's angry voice hurtled into him as he entered the office. In response to this, Bond gave a minor shrug, then proceeded to walk up to the desk of Frisia's president with an amiable smile on his face. He had not brought any refreshments today, something I was beginning to believe may have been a lapse in judgment. Moi, where's Suwa-chan?
He's off working on another project for the day.
You sure do enjoy working youngsters to the bone.
Hey, I'm working hard too, Missy. I was up all night yesterday doing all kinds of research. Thanks to that, I learned a thing or two about the culture surrounding high school girls these days.
I'm at a loss for words. Something you're very talented at causing.
Well, anyway, since you called me over here, does that mean you got in touch with the kid?
Yeah, she's here right now, in fact. Oh, Rimi?
Nice work, Momo-chan.
Oh, come on, dude. She's a fucking high school girl. Seriously, dude, that's creepy as hell.
Oh, while we're on the topic, she cutie?
Yeah. Fucking slap the fuck out of him, seriously. Momose promptly slapped Bound over the head, stopping his opportunity to grin in his tracks. The sheer speed with which she had turned her wrist made the slap especially fierce. That's enough stupidity out of your mouth for one day, you old lech. Yeah, sure.
Just kidding.
Before arriving at the building, Bond had made a private request to Momose, entailed setting up a meeting between him and a certain person connected to the New Gen cases. Rather than anything work-related, it was merely to satiate a personal curiosity. He was not planning on talking about anything related to New Gen investigations for the time being. And due to his position, my god, I almost forgot about New Gen, given like the focus has kind of shifted away from that for a long time. Almost forgot. And due to his position, Bond could not simply meet with the person on his own, or else he would risk drawing the ire of the detectives he was getting ahead of. Momose urged Bond over to a corner of the office. It was a fairly cramped space, almost all of which was already taken by shelves packed full of files. The location used as a reception area of sorts, and a pair of love seats had been wedged into the only place they could fit. Bond entered the section after Momose, and his eyes landed upon a lone girl sitting in one of the love seats. The girl was wearing a Suime Academy uniform. Her head and shoulders were curved toward the ground, and she looked incredibly haggard.
ごめんね。お待たせしちゃって。
Sorry to make you wait, dear. Oh, it's you, Huh. The girl looked up in startlement upon hearing Momose. In the process, her glasses slipped down her nose a bit, leading her to swiftly readjust them with her finger. Oh, not at all. I don't mind. When she saw Bond, her expression turned slightly fearful, before bowing her head and greeting a moment later. Bond felt somewhat hurt by this. He had made every attempt to look as non-threatening as possible in both bearing and appearance. But the girl's reaction made him realize that despite his best efforts, the ferocity and intimidation particular to detectives was seeping out all the same. His detective aura is just too powerful.
Looks like I still got a lot more practicing to do.
He thought with bitter amusement as he sat across from Yua.
Kusunoki Yua-san, right?
Yes. Oh, yep. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. She had a relative that died in New Gen. I fucking knew it.
The older twin sister of the late Mia-san. I got that one right, too? I got that one right, too?
Yua slightly adjusted her posture, then returned a nod. The first New Gen incident, the group dive. Yep, among the five high schoolers that had left to their deaths was a girl named Kusunoki Mia.
Well, there's no need to be nervous. Don't think of it as me interrogating you. Just think of it like we're having a nice old chat. But before we get to the topic at hand, mind if I ask you something?
Huh, oh, that's an odd question.
Yua-chan, what's your opinion on your sister's passing?
ちょっとバンちゃん。
Ban-chan, what on earth are you?
Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Comes with the territory. I sometimes forget to be considerate when I'm talking to people.
捜査本部でも話題になってたんだが、楠木美也さんの遺族は奇妙だって。
But still, I am curious. I've heard people at HQ talking about it, and they said the late Kusunoki Miyasan's family was quite strange.
ばあちゃん
Bon-chan!
いえ、いいんです。
No, it's okay. Before a moment they could rise to her feet over Bon's insensitive comment, Yua stopped her.
私もおかしいって思いますから。
I also believe something is wrong with them. Oh, are they under mind control or something?
集団ライブで飛び降りた5人には自殺する理由なんてなかった。家族や友人はみんなそう主張している。
The 5 that jumped off the roof in the group dive had no reason to commit suicide. Their friends and family all insisted that.
だが、
But
ミヤさんの家族だけは違った。
Miyasan's family was different.
Oh, did she have a reason? Bon took his fan out from his belt and began cooling himself.
何も主張しなかった。あっさり受け入れたって聞いてる。あまりに何も言わなさすぎて奇妙だったってな。
I've been told that they were the only ones who weren't adamantly against the idea. That they'd accepted it just like that. In fact, they said so little it was almost bizarre.
なんでだよ。
Why do you think that is?
Were they paid off? Like,
お父さんもお母さんも
I,
みやちゃんが死んでからおかしくなっちゃったんです。
oh. After Mia-chan died, both mom and dad snapped. Anguish seeped from Yua's voice.
最初はみやちゃんの事件の知らせを受けた日はそれでも泣いていたんです。
On the day we heard about Mia-chan, they cried and cried.
お父さんもお母さんもとても辛そうでした。
Mom and dad seemed absolutely heartbroken.
でも次の日の朝、なぜか二人は楽しそうに笑っていたんです。みやちゃんが死ぬ前と全く同じに戻ってたんです。
And yet, the very next morning, for some reason I can't understand, they were smiling, happily, as if they'd gone right back to how they were before Mia-chan died.
たった一日で
It only took a single day.
私、わけがわからなくて
I was at a complete loss.
二人はみやちゃんのこと忘れようとしてるんじゃないかって思って。
I thought that maybe they were trying to forget about Mia-chan.
そうしたらお父さんが笑いながら
Uh-oh. But then with this big smile on his face, Dad said something to me.
お前に妹なんていないよって。
Oh boy! They're trying to see how it's like an experiment to see if they can fucking like erase people. Oh my god. What is like some, like there was like a movie like this or something. Like, oh my god. Jeez. He said, you don't have a younger sister.
みやちゃんが残した洋服とか靴とかを見せても全然取り合ってくれないんです。
Even when I showed them her clothes or shoes, anything Mia-chan left behind, they completely disregarded it.
それはお前のために予備で買ってあったものだって。
They just said those are just a few extras we brought for you just in case. What about a photo?
そうやってお父さんたちはニュースからも警察の話からも目を背けて
They ignored both the news and everything the police said.
記憶からみやちゃんのことを消し去ろうとしてるんです。
It was like they were trying to completely erase Mia-chan from their memories.
つまり双子じゃなかったことに。
What you mean to say is they were trying to make themselves think that they never had twins.
それで警察にもうちは一人っ子だって言って追い返してたわけか。
And that's when they told the police that they only had one kid before turning him away.
私とミヤちゃんは一卵性で、見た目は瓜二つなんですけど。
Mia-chan and I were identical twins, so while our appearances were exactly alike.
あの子は、妹は親から嫌われていました。
Really? Why? My parents, they didn't really like my sister. What the fuck?
あの子はいつも自分の気持ちを押し殺して、私のことを一番に考えてくれていたんです。
And yet she always kept her feelings secret. She always put me before herself. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why? That makes no fucking sense. As Yua spoke, memories from when Mia was still been alive resurfaced in her mind. First came a memory from when the two had still been in elementary school. One day some relatives had brought the girls a single large teddy bear as a present. In contrast to the raw joy Yua displayed, Mia insisted she did not like stuffed animals and proceeded to not even so much as look the plushes away. Both the relatives and parents were upset with Mia for not acting as a child should. But despite Mia's protesting, Yua whispered to her that the two of them could share it. That could be something they could both treasure. However, in response to her sister's kindness, Mia simply said she did not want it, that Yua could have it. About a month later, when Yua had grown tired of the teddy bear, she woke up in the night having to witness a certain scene. She was being tsundere. With an incredibly joyful look on her face, Mia was hugging and talking to the bear plushie. It's the first time Yua had ever seen her sister so happy. And from this, she realized her sister's insistence about disliking stuffed animals had been a lie. Mia had been keeping her own feelings hidden, all for the sake of her older sister. Oh my god. Why would she do this? The next day, Yua found a lovely drawing of a bear beneath Mia's pillow. Until her sister had grown tired of the teddy bear, Mia had been hugging and sleeping with the drawing in lieu of it. Oh my god. Things very similar to this happened again and again over all the 18 years they spent together. For their birthday celebrations, Yua always blew out the candles on the cake. But when Mia was prompted to do it, she would say, "I refuse to do something so ridiculous," angering her parents. Oh, so she went to another school. Jeez. Yua advanced to private high school Suime Academy. Mia, meanwhile, had been misbehaving at school, deliberately scoring low in exams, and therefore moved on to a public high school. Due to the exorbitant fees, their parents would only have been able to afford to send one of them to a private school. Oh my god. Why would she do this? No matter how hard Yua tried to let her sister have something, Mia would always gain the upper hand and force Yua to be prioritized. To achieve this end, she even intentionally took a dislikable attitude. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why is she so sacrificing? Oh my god. To the very end, I took advantage of Mia-chan's kindness. Before now, I only ever thought of myself.
ミヤちゃんがいなくなって初めてもっとあの子のために何かできることがあったはずだってすごく後悔して。
After Mia-chan passed away, I couldn't help but think there must have been something I could have done for her, and I felt so much regret.
私が代わりに死んであげればよかった。
I wish that I could have died in her place.
しかも挙句に親に存在そのものを忘れられてしまうなんて。
And even after everything, to think our parents forgot that she even existed.
こんなのあんまりです。
It's all too much.
悲しいです。
It's too sad for me to take. Yua, having now reached her limit, could no longer squeeze out any more words. She took off her glasses, passed her fingers against the corner of her eyes, and broke down in tears. Momose sat down beside her and gently rubbed her back.
それでゆあちゃんは一人で事件のことを調べていたらしいの。
Well, it sounds like Yua-chan had been investigating the incident on her own.
ミヤちゃんに一体何があったのか知るためにね。
Well, so she can find out what happened to Mia-chan. Well, Lucia, welcome to the stream.
そりゃ大変だったろ。
None of that's easy. Must have been really hard on her.
そして一人の人物を突き止めた。
And in the process, she was able to identify a certain individual.
あ
As Momose held Yua's shoulder, she turned her eyes towards Ban.
西条匠くんよ。
Nishijo Takumi-kun.
なるほどね。
I see now.
Stroking the stubble on his chin, Ban leaned forward from the sofa.
いつだったか西条と追跡劇をしてたっていう女子高生の話を所轄のデカから聞いたんだが。
At some point or another, I did hear about the non-stop pursuit starring Nishijo and a high school girl. Detective from another jurisdiction, let me know.
もしかしてゆあちゃんだったりする？
Might that have been you, Yua-chan?
Yua nodded apologetically.
興味あるな。詳しく聞かせても。
Interesting. Very interesting. Would you mind telling me more?
おーと思ったけどちょっとごめんよ。
Actually, I was gonna ask if you could tell me more, but I got duck out for a minute here.
With a strange smile, Ban lightly bowed his head to Yua and Momose. His words had been interrupted by the cell phone in his suit pocket. He swiftly took out the phone and checked the screen. Sua's name was displayed across it.
もしもし、どうした？
Yeah, what you need, kid? Sir, the seventh's here!
なんだろう？
Uh-oh.
What'd you say?
Sue's voice sounded strained. Sounds of investigators frantically scurrying around could be heard throughout the phone. Sue must have been at the investigation headquarters.
The seventh New Gen incident happened.
Ban's eyes opened wide and his expression turned bitter as his teeth sank into his lip. Sensing the seriousness of the situation from his behavior, Momose and Yua watched as watched the detective with unease. Three! Oh boy.
3 Vicks. Apparently they were buddies.
Whoa!
All three were sliced in half at the torso.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Jeez, that's absolutely insane. Oh no, I think I know what he's talking about. It's the dudes. Oh my god. Is this the dudes that fucking Kozupii killed or bashed up? Oh my god. Is it? Oh my god. I wonder.
Their upper and lower halves were then swapped around, and then using synthetic fiber, well, fishing line to be more specific, the mismatched halves were sewn together.
Wait, wasn't like she in the mall, like in a fishing area? I forget, there was something having to do with fishing before. Oh my god. It was Kozupii, right? Kozupii had gone to like fishing section of the mall or something? I think. I know something like that was mentioned. I forget if it was Kozupii or not. Oh, the GQN thing. Oh my god. Oh shit.
They also had wounds on their foreheads in the shape of the letters Q, D, and N. Some kind of message. No clue. And it doesn't end there either. The autopsy found something pretty interesting.
It was a sword, yep.
The severed parts of the Vic's torsos weren't split apart by a saw, knife, or any other kind of sharp object. How'd they end up in half?
What the? Wait, so it wasn't the sword?
Apparently they were torn apart by some strong force. Torn apart.
Bond repeated Sua's words back to him with a low groan, then roughly scratched his head with the handle of his fan. So wait, would a sword not count for that?
Like a monster did it. Like one of those wizards that are real popular nowadays.
I wonder what kind of wizard he's referring to that could do that. Like fairy tale, I guess?
Sir, are you being serious? Sorry, but it doesn't matter how big of a movie buff I am. I just don't see myself agreeing with that opinion. I'm just making a comparison, you schmuck. Never mind that, just get back to investigating.
After barking that order to Sua, Bond ended the call. Now that it was November, I had a feeling that the sun was already setting much earlier than before. By the time Rimi and I started heading home after school, a faint orange was already staining the sky.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. Despite being silent up until now, Rimi abruptly apologized.
たく、いろいろ大変だったんでしょ。
It must have been really, really hard, Taku. It was the first time I got home with Rimi in a while. I was genuinely really happy that she'd come back. She'd even been the one to initiate it, saying let's walk home together. Since we'd only gone home together no more than twice, I'd secretly been worried that it would never happen again. However, that turned out to be not the case.
一緒にいてあげられなくてごめん。
I'm sorry I wasn't by your side.
知り合いが例の地震で怪我しちゃって。
In that earthquake, someone I know got hurt.
ずっと面倒見てたから。
And I've been taking care of them ever since. Shogun? Really? Even though I hadn't asked, Rimi was kind enough to explain herself to me.
うん。
Okay. Though to be frank, almost all of Rimi's words are going in one ear and out the other. The bandage. The bandage I'd seen on Nanami's wrist at lunch break. It had been burned into my eyes and refused to go away.
もしかして怒ってる？
Are you mad? In the end, I had failed to say anything to Nanami. I'd been too scared. Even though Nanami was my little sister, even though I was Nanami's older brother. Something had just felt unbelievably strange, and I had no idea what it was. The nurse said that Nanami had no injuries. That is true. The hand that Shogun had delivered to my base had disappeared from the fridge without a trace. It all had to have been a delusion. She must have hurt her hand some other way. But if that was true, why had Nanami's right wrist been wrapped in a bandage? No, it was possible that I was just overthinking it, and that she'd just gotten burned or stung by something, or gotten some other stupid minor injury that didn't matter at all. Yeah, that was probably it. That was the most logical answer. But even now, I was still too scared to check. Even after failing to save her, I was still just pacing around doing nothing, not even trying to talk to her. My very own sister. Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream. I really was the worst brother ever.
ねえ、タク。おい。もしもし。
Taku? Hello, are you listening?
怒ってるならそう言ってよ。無視されるのって結構傷ついちゃうな。
If you're mad, then just say so. But being ignored like this hurts pretty bad.
え？
Huh. I looked over at Rimi, who seemed weirdly disheartened.
あ、ええ。
Oh, huh?
もしかして私の話聞いてなかった？
Have you not been listening this whole time? After hesitating for a second, I nodded. And the moment I did, Rimi jabbed my cheek with her forefinger.
石、てっきり無視されたかと思ったよ。
Vishi? And here I thought you were giving me the silent treatment.
紛らわしいことしない。
Don't be so confusing. Communication is key. Oh. Ow. you just jab your nail into my cheek.
あ、大丈夫？
Are you okay? Rimi finally stopped poking me, and out came those words I heard so often from her. Words of worry and concern. Words that I'd heard from Rimi again and again.
お昼ぐらいから顔色良くないよ。元気もないみたいだし。
Ever since lunchtime, you haven't been looking so good. And you seem pretty drained, too.
もしかして誰かにひどいこと言われた？
Oh no, was someone mean to you?
だったら私に教えて。怒ってきてあげるから。
If so, then you better tell me. I'm ready to get mad right along with you. Oh god. She was acting like an older sister, or a guardian even. Rimi was just a hopeless meddler. Well, that had been obvious from the moment she given me, an otaku freak like me, the time of day. I was grateful for her for being worried about me. For now, I'd either bottled up my worries deep inside or posted them anonymously on 8chan. Should I tell her about what had happened with Nanami? What I told her about the D sword in that one line. But when I told her about the D sword that one time, she hadn't believed me at all. Then again, that would be the natural response for anyone sane. So, if I were to tell her about Nanami, she'd probably either A, be speechless, or B, just laugh in my face. And if that was true, there was really no point in telling her. All I needed was for her to stay by my side. It'll be better to bring the topic up with Kozupii or Sena instead. Oh boy. Back to base.
相変わらず汚いね。
Just as messy as ever. Why doesn't he clean anything? Mere moments after stepping foot into my base, Rimi muttered that in exasperation. And yet, paradoxically, she seems to be smiling happily as well. Weird. Guess some things never change. It wouldn't really feel like a room if it wasn't messy. If you're gonna be like that, then just... Oh, sorry. You're gonna be like that, then just clean it. Be my guest. With a sigh, I turned on my PC.
ちょっと帰ってくるなりパソコン？友達が来てるんだから少しはおもてなししてあげようっていう気持ちにはならないのかな。
Hang on a second. What? Are you seriously getting on the computer the second after we got back? You got a friend over, so can't you at least show the tiniest bit of hospitality?
ねえ、お話ししようよ。
Come on, why don't we just talk for a little bit? Oh boy. Is this one of the delusions that's actually a choice? Oh boy. After hitting me with such an unreasonable demand, Rimi sat down on the sofa. Oh boy. Here. If I tried to have a one-on-one conversation with a 3D girl, it'd be over in seconds. As much as I'd gotten used to talking with Rimi, so I'd had a lot more chances to do so recently. I still doubted it even last 5 minutes. Moreover, my head was already fully occupied with stuff about Nanami, so I very much didn't feel up for a casual conversation. I hope this is a choice one. Moreover, my head was already fully occupied with stuff about Nanami, so I very much didn't feel up with her casual conversation. And so I resorted to just ignoring her, sat down in my chair, all while remaining painfully aware of my own worthlessness. Delusion Drive! Let's go! Uh-oh. But is this a delusion or not? Everything's not all wavy. I sensed Rimi moving behind me. The rustling of her clothes is going ever closer. Hey, don't ignore me. Oh. Oh, God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Takumi, I am so sorry, man. God. Before I had the chance to turn around, I was embraced from behind. A gentle floral scent hit me. My back was struck by the soft sensation of Rimi's breasts. God. Oh, God, this is painful. This is painful. Don't do that to me. It's lonely without you. I must have been running away from reality again, giving myself a delusion that was a lot easier to swallow than the real world. I mean, it's possible that this is a delusion. Upon thinking that, the sheer emptiness I felt overpowered any lust I may have had. I was no longer able to enjoy the delusion anymore. Rather than taking her and pinning her down on the bed, I decided to throw out all the things I could have only voiced in a delusion such as this. Oh, it might not be a delusion. Uh-oh.
寂しかった。辛かったんだ。リミがこの1週間全然連絡くれなくて。
Oh my God. I know, right, Mystery Theater? Seriously. I was only 2. It was so hard not being able to get a hold of you for that entire week. I could feel the movements of Rimi's body directly against my back. Her chest faintly rose and fell with her every breath. As obvious as that fact may have been, it reminded me that Rimi truly was alive. Oh, God. I know. I'm sorry. sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Is she gonna like fucking pull out a knife and stab him 28 stab wounds? My god. Rimi tightened her embrace around me.
まだ迷いがある。どうしたらいいかわからなくて、ちょっと考えてみようと思って。
I still had doubts deep inside me. I didn't know what to do. So I thought that maybe I should just think it over for a little while. Huh? Doubts? Like what? What could she have been talking about? Probably about killing you.
そもそも私、タクと一緒にいていいのかなとか、このままの関係を続けるべきなのかなとか。
Yeah. About whether it's really okay for me to stay by your side at all. About whether I should really let this relationship go on.
でもね、このままじゃきっとダメなんだ。それじゃ何も救えない。
But I know that if things keep up like this, everything will go wrong. And I won't be able to save anything.
ねえ、タク。
Hey,
私が
Taku?
最初に願ったのはさ、一つだけだった。
In the beginning, I only had one wish. One single wish.
なのにどうして人は、私は際限なく望み続けちゃうんだろうね。
But, while that might have been true once, why do I keep wishing without end?
あの空を見つけたときに、私は
And when I found that sky, I had no idea what Rimi was talking about. Yeah, like seriously. Now what the fuck is she saying? Nor did I know how to respond to it. Silence enveloped us. I could hear Rimi's gentle breath so close to my ear. But no matter how long I waited for her to end it with some silly punchline, none ever came into the wafting silence. Was it possible that this wasn't a delusion? No, it's not, but that's... Oh, God. The moment I considered that, a wave of anxiety ran through me. In reality, Rimi was hugging me. She was pressing tightly around me. The realization alone destroyed any sense of reason I had. I had a feeling that in a situation like this, if I pinned Rimi to the bed, she'd let me have her way with her. No. I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, with a gulp, oh God! Oh God, dude! Wow, he got saved by his fucking email. That would have been kind of terrifying. But I'm feeling also, she might have just straight up murdered him right then and there. You got mail, you big dum-dum. I'll just save your life. Ah!
今の何？
What was that? Rimi let go of me in surprise, and then the tender sensation vanished along with her. A complicated mix of both relief and disappointment spread through my chest. Wait a second. Rimi just heard my serotonin notification tone. Oh God, how embarrassing. When I opened my email software, I saw about 3 messages from Brim telling me to join the chat room. It's probably about New Gen. Now I thought about it, I hadn't really chatted much with Grim recently. We used to talk online pretty much every day. But since I've been refraining from playing ESO, it's been around 10 days since we last talked. Uh-oh, who else is there? Is it Shogun? Oh boy. Yo. Hey, neat Night Arcoon, been waiting for you. Because there's another new gen. Oh boy. What are you even on about? Insert ASCII art here. New gen, dude. What the fuck do you think I'm talking about? Come on, that's just obvious. Use some common sense for fuck's sake. New generation, new gen, new gen, new gen. More importantly, there's a 7th case.
どうしたの?
What is it? Likely having noticed my gasp, Rimi stood up and walked over to me. She peeked over my shoulder at the monitor.
第7の事件.
The 7th case. It had happened again. Another new gen. How long was this damn thing gonna go on for? Was I next? Would I be the victim of the 8th case, the 9th?
タク、気にすることないよ.
Taku? You've got nothing to worry about.
何も怖いことなんてない.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
タクは狙われたりなんかしない.
No one's coming after you. You're perfectly safe. Well, we know that's not true with Shogun.
全部タクの被害妄想.
Oh my god. Fucking gaslighting bitch. Seriously. My god. You're just being a little bit paranoid, okay? Wow. Oh my god. Yeah, Grim is like scarily obsessed with this shit. Like, my god. That was completely baseless encouragement. You can't calm me down with such weak sauce shit, Rimi. Anxiety aside, Grim was pretty much the news guy at this point. He's been keeping me in the loop about basically everything. I wonder if Grim is like the, Isua. Even now, he's going out of his way to link a bunch of blog posts and news articles about it. Seemed like he really wanted me to take a look. Biting my lip, I reluctantly clicked the first link. DQN puzzle. On November 4th, approximately 4:50 a.m., the dead bodies of 3 men were discovered hanging from an iron pole near a railroad in Shibuya, Tokyo. Two have been identified as 19-year-old Fujita Kohei, unemployed, 20-year-old Anazawa Saburo, a college student, and 19-year-old Takagi Ryo, construction worker. He was being a construction worker at 19? Damn. According to the police, the bodies were severed in half at the waist, but the wounds did not indicate any use of sharp weaponry. So it doesn't look like it was done with the D-sword. So it looks like she really did just beat them up, and then later someone came and just fucking murdered them, finished the job. Furthermore, the bottom halves of each of the bodies were interchanged with one another, forming new combinations which were tightly sewn back together with thread. Carved into each body were letters D, Q, and N respectively. The police are investigating the possibility this may be a message left behind by the culprit. On the popular anonymous message board channel, images of the incident were leaked prior to the official coverage of the events. Already been accepted the 7th case of New Gen Madness, aka New Gen, as it was christened the DQN puzzle. due to the manner in which the top and bottom halves of the corpses were recombined. Notably, on that channel, DQM means an individual lacking basic. I don't know if that is or isn't. I forget what their names were, Mystery Theater. Common sense. So basically just another word for like idiot, moron, yada yada, yeah. Okay. Regarding the serial new gen cases, the mourning families of the victims are taking legal action against a particularly offensive post on our channel, a move which has sparked fierce debate online. Yuri Brightman, an Esper boy. Oh god.
You won't see on TV.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Japan's fake Esper boy tops YouTube video viewership ranking. Oh god. New gen for the win. Whose eyes are those eyes? Wait, it says DQN? Lamal. Literally zero connection to other cases. Police are dumb as fuck, Raffle. Trying to say it's one of us anti-DQNs, and with the lowest body swapped around, it just sounds like a puzzle with corpses. If only I could train my upper body for some alphas, Lamel. Even your head? Our Esper boy Nishiji will sniff out the purpose any time now. New gen news bearer. I have a feeling that this is Hijvan. This is fucking his friend. Group dive, man-child, crucifixion, vampire, numbskull, finger food, DQN puzzle. Question to be continued. Shudders.
今日午前4時50分頃、東京都渋谷区の線路沿いで男性3人の他殺死体が鉄柱に吊り下げられているのを通りかかった新聞販売員の男性が発見しました。
At approximately 4:50 this morning, near a railroad in Shibuya, a passing newspaper salesman discovered the bodies of 3 male homicide victims suspended from an iron pole.
警察の調べによりますと、殺されたのはいずれも渋谷区に住む無職藤田康平さん、大学生の安沢三郎さん、飛び職の高木亮さんの3人です。
The police investigation discovered that the victims were all residents of Shibuya. Fujita Kohei, unemployed, Anzawa Saburo, a college student, and Takagi Ryo, a construction worker.
3人とも胴体の部分が切断され、それぞれの上半身と下半身が別々に入れ替えられて糸で縫合されていました。
Each victim had been severed in half at the waist, their upper and lower bodies were then exchanged with one another and stitched back together with thread.
3人の額にはそれぞれ謎の傷がつけられており、警察では犯人からのメッセージではないかと見て調べています。
There were also mysterious wounds carved into their foreheads, and the police are investigating the possibility that they may be a message left by the culprit.
渋谷では2ヶ月ほど前から猟奇殺人事件が頻発しており、警察では今回の事件も同一犯による犯行の可能性が高いと見て捜査を続けています。
The thing is, Mr. Cedar, they said it was not cut by a sharp object. So how could it be the sword? Like, the sword is the definition of a sharp object. They were not cut, like they were torn. So what on earth could do that? Seems like a telekinesis bullshit. The authorities believe that the case is part of a series of grotesque murders that have been occurring in Shibuya over the past 2 months. The investigation is ongoing. At the end of the news clip, photographs of the 3 victims were shown. Is he gonna recognize them? Oh, yes he does! I had seen those faces before.
あいつらだ。
It's them.
知ってるの？
You know them?
昨日僕に絡んできた。
Yep. The guys who beat me up yesterday. Yep. I give it them my. Oh no, they have his wallet. Oh no. He took back the wallet with Kozupii. Okay, good. I was about to say if they still had his wallet. Oh my god. given them my wallet, but they kicked my ass anyway. I then fallen unconscious, and when I woke up, Kozupii was beside me. Three of the men collapsed on the ground, covered in blood. I took my wallet out from my pocket and stared at it intently. When I came to, Kozupii had been carrying it. She'd given it back to me soon after. Could the person who killed those three be? No, definitely not. The last time I'd seen them, they had been beaten to a pulp and covered in blood, but they hadn't been cut in half or anything. Exactly. Which would mean they'd been killed after Kozupii and I had left. It had to have been Shogun. That wrinkly asshole was trying to provoke me. Damn it, he really was committed to driving me insane. Just how far was he willing to go? Oh, you will be shocked. He literally is trying to drive you insane. I wanted to vomit. I clutched my stomach as it turned in pain. Was I next? Would I be the next to die? Okay. That's enough. A hand reached out from behind me and pushed the power button on the monitor. The screen went pitch black. Oh, okay, this is Rimi. And that's enough. Oh boy, gaslight girl, here we go. Oh boy. I saved here. Next time we pick up in this as freaking Rimi. Freaking gaslight gatekeep girl boss here is, oh god, manipulating Takumi still. Oh boy. Man, poor Takumi. Oh god. Oh my god, you guys. I don't, you probably have been able to tell, but I'm a bit tired right now. We will continue this on Thursday. And see whatever Rimi does to try to freaking, like, speed up the plan. Either kill him or get him to get his D-sword. Oh my god, you guys. Oh god, I'm so worried about Rimi. Oh god, what is she gonna do? Until next time, I will say, so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.